Sunday, December 29. Same shot, Monday the 30th. Sunday, December 29th. Same shot, Monday the 30th. So I made a flight each day. This is Starfleet Captain's Log Day 1. So here's a reminder of what Day 1 looked like. Cloud bases are 1,800 feet AGL. Winds on the surface are 8 knots, pretty steady. I prepped the airplane and was observant about the winds, easily within limits of the plane and certainly within my capability as a pilot. So I plan to stay close by the airport and get in another hour or so at the end of the year. Winds are 90 degrees to the runway. So I decided to use runway 34 because that seems to be the most often preferred at this airport. I'll make a mental note that the winds are going to be on my left side during the takeoff roll. Oh wow! Taking off, I got battered by gusts well above 8 knots. Full right rudder and some right brake too to keep the airplane from weather vaning off the left side of the runway. Man, that was unexpected. Turning crosswind, I noticed that even though I expected some light turbulence, man, this was way more than that. Downwind leg, I experienced moderate to what I would call severe turbulence for a light sport aircraft. I need to get this baby back on the ground. Turning base, I'd overshot the runway and I had to correct back to the center line. So on a normal day, at both ends of this runway, it's not uncommon to get some turbulence. If you've seen my other landing videos, you've probably noticed quite a bit of wing waggling as I get closer to the runway threshold. So whether it's topology or whether it's hangars that are creating wind tunnels, well, who knows? But I always expect some rough rides close down. But today, this is exceptional, and I abandon the approach and go around. I decided to try a landing from the opposite end of the runway to see if the winds are more favorable. If not, I may have to go to another airport and set down there. But it all works out, and I'm able to land and taxi back to my hangar. All of that took just 10 minutes, one of my shorter flights. Now, day 2 was the very next day. So let me remind you of what that day looked like. So off we go, and this track shows the route and the ground covered on this flight on this day. We level off at 5,500 feet. The air is nice and smooth. 114 knots true and 137 knots ground speed. That's 157 miles per hour. Gosh, I love going from west to east. Now in the wintertime, the ground looks drab and colorless. Can you spot the power lines? The North Georgia mountains are clear today. Over the top of the near ridges, you can see the more distant mountains behind. Looking down from 5,500 feet, we're making some pretty good time across the ground. Off the left wing, you can see how things are really built up, while at the same time off of the right wing, you can still see acres of undeveloped land. Now headed westward back home, we're bucking that same wind that favored us before. 121 knots true, but only 101 knots ground speed. So with this second flight, we were able to add 2 more hours to our 2024 total. Looking forward to more good flying in the new year. Keep an eye on this channel. Come along with us the next time we get up. See you then.